If you weren't in class on Saturday, I'm going to take you through doing a virtual lab so that you will know what we covered when we talked about the Doppler shift. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to open Google Chrome, and we're going to go to explorelearning.com, which will open very quickly here. Go ahead and log in. Now, if your username and password don't show up as you having an account, then go back to our class page, use one of the class codes to establish a new account for yourself. But mine is already saved here. And then you will, when you open up, you'll go right to your physical science class. I actually have to choose a class to go to. Doesn't really matter which one. I am going to scroll down to waves here. I'm going to go to the Doppler shift. And then you can see I have some choices here. So this is what my virtual lab is going to look at. And you can see if I hover over it, it wants me to launch it, which I can do by clicking on it. But I'm not going to do that just yet, because I also, down here, here's my student exploration material. And this is going to give me the instructions that will guide me through this lesson so that I actually have some idea of what this means and what the Doppler shift is. So instead of just clicking on this to launch the gizmo, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to left click on this. Oops. Click. And I'm going to open my link in a new window. Then, so that I can have this this open at the same time as my lesson material, I want to put this into the split screen mode. So I'm going to click on the top here and I'm going to drag this until the split window shows up. And there's my gizmo right now, or my virtual lab. So now I'm going to click over here and I will go to my student exploration sheet and I will open that as well. There. All right, so here are my instructions over here on what to do. Here is my virtual lab. So if you start, just as usual, we have our prior knowledge questions up here that you want to take a look at and just think through. And then you're going to come down here and start doing it. And the first thing it says to do is to click the play sample button. So this is what you're looking for, and you can see that's over here, and this is what you hear. And you can do that a couple of more times if you want, and then you want to describe what you actually heard when you did that. All right, then the next thing it says to do is to click play. So you can see, and I am going to actually click on these display additional wave buttons, additional waves right here, so that you can see more waves being emitted from our cars. Remember, here's our sound source. The car is driving along emitting a sound. Here we are, we're the observer over here, and we can hear what the car is doing. So let me click this right here. There you go. You see the sound waves coming out here. These are the wave fronts, so these would be roughly the compressions. And it says, so we are told to click pause and compare the sound waves in front and behind the car. So just looking at it, you can see that those sound waves here are pushed together much more than those behind the car here. These are more spread out. These are closer together, and you want to write that down. But now we can actually use the ruler to measure the wave. Here's my ruler here. I can take my ruler up here and I can put it here to actually measure the wavelength. Just pick one spot as 0 and another one, whoops. And you can see that we can measure our wavelength in meters this way here. And then you can take a look and you can click and drag this back, and you can see that in fact I have larger wavelengths behind my source that's moving toward me than I have in front of the source. All right, so just work your way through this lab and write down your observations and your answers in your lab notebook, and then see what questions you have on the Doppler shift. And then when you get back to school on Monday or whenever, then you can ask me your questions and we'll talk about what you learned.